The girl you loved left you. Now you don't know what to do. You just want a solution. You keep blaming yourself over and over again. I know that feeling. I've been there too. Being left by someone you love can be one of the worst things a man goes through. But at the same time, it can also be one of the experiences that forces you to grow up and become a stronger man. After the biggest breakup of my life, I rebuilt myself from the ground up, and my whole life changed. She left. Then I found a new job and started doing the work I had always wanted to do. After that, I moved out of my family's home and started living on my own. I started working out. I met dozens of new people, and I did all of this when I was only 19. In just a few months, I became a completely different person, and you can do the same. If I had known what I'm about to tell you, that whole process would have been much easier for me. I had to learn all of this the hard way. When I look back at all my relationships, I was left in a really painful way in 4 of them. So I know what that pain feels like. The loneliness, missing that person, feeling empty, feeling helpless. I've been through all of it. Every breakup has 7 stages. Almost everyone goes through the same stages. And sometimes you can even fall back into an earlier one. But if you know which stage you're in, you'll have a much better idea of what to do next. The first stage is shock and denial. You keep telling yourself she'll come back. Maybe she didn't really want to leave. You're still trying to accept what happened. You might even try to talk to her and change her mind. And I need to stop here for a second. If she left you, do not reach out to her. Whatever the reason was, don't try to contact her right now. It will only push her further away. I'm also working on a full video about why this happens and what you should do instead. But during this stage, your biggest enemy is your own brain. You keep checking her social media. You wonder where she is and what she's doing. You start looking for signs that maybe she still wants you. This is your brain playing tricks on you, and what's happening is deeper than you might think. Every time you talk to her, saw her, or got a message from her, your brain released dopamine. You became addicted to dopamine. Then, suddenly, she was gone. And now your brain is looking for anything that can bring that feeling back. You read your old messages again and again. You have conversations with her in your head. You replay old moments. At this stage, there's one thing you need to do. And this same technique is used for many kinds of addiction. Give your brain time to understand what happened. When those thoughts come, don't immediately run away from them. Sit with them. Let them happen. Watch them come and go. I know how painful this is, man. But you have to do it. The more your brain thinks about what happened, the more it starts to accept that it's real. I know you don't want to accept it, but trust me, feel it. Let yourself be sad. Let your brain process what happened. This stage can last a few days or even longer. And after that, a much darker stage begins. The second stage is, please come back. Once the shock wears off and your brain finally understands what happened, one thing starts happening. Your brain gives you an order. Go fix this. Right now. But there's something your brain doesn't understand. You didn't choose this? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. But you didn't. The breakup wasn't your decision. Whatever happened between you two, you were not the one who decided to leave instead of trying to fix it. She made that decision, and you can't change it. This is one of the hardest stages of the whole process. For days, you may have this feeling in your head, I'm doing something wrong. I need to reach out to her. Trust me, man. It's a really bad idea. Do not contact her. The best advice I can give you during this stage is to create your own emergency line. Have one friend you can call the moment you feel like reaching out to her. Tell that friend what you're going through, and tell him not to let you contact her when you're weak. There's one more thing you should do. Wait until you feel calm and can think clearly. Then, leave a note for yourself. Take a piece of paper. Write down what could happen if you contact her. Write down why you shouldn't do it. Make a promise to yourself. And whenever you feel like texting or calling her, read that note. Also, start going to bed earlier during this stage. Seriously, the later you stay awake, the easier it is for your thoughts to take over at night. That alone is a good reason to fix your sleep. Some of the biggest mistakes I made after breakups happened late at night. The third stage is obsession and idealization. This can be one of the strangest parts of the whole process because your brain keeps making you suffer. It starts deleting all the bad memories and only shows you the good ones. You need to understand something, man. Your brain is hurting right now, and it's trying to control you. Its goal is simple. It wants to get you back together with that girl as fast as possible. It wants you to run back to her. It wants you to show up at her door. Your brain starts acting like a little kid. It wants one thing, and it will try the dumbest ideas just to get it. And when you refuse to listen, it tries something else. It keeps reminding you of your best memories together, again and again. It does this to make you weaker. Once you notice this, you can start taking control of the process. Don't forget that. Here's one of the best things you can do during this stage. Every time you notice yourself idealizing her, grab a pen and a piece of paper. Then write down everything you didn't like about her. Her flaws, the things she did that annoyed you, the ways you were different, the parts of the relationship that didn't work. Write down even the smallest things you can remember. Now, you might get emotional and start making her look worse than she really was. That's normal for a while, but don't take it too far. Just because she left you doesn't mean she's a bad person. The fourth stage is anger and blame. Days have passed and you're still alone. Your brain still hasn't gotten what it wants, so now it starts reacting. And one of the most common reactions after a breakup is anger. Anger at yourself, anger at her, anger at the situation, sometimes even anger at other people. Anger often comes from feeling helpless and feeling like you failed. Right now, she's probably the main thing on your mind. So when she doesn't want to be with you anymore, your brain can see that as a failure, and that makes you angry. People can become very childish after a breakup. They can react like a kid who just had his favorite toy taken away because the connection between you was real. And now that connection is gone. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you some of the most important advice for this whole process. But during the anger stage, two things can help a lot. Keep writing and start working out. We'll come back to this later. The fifth stage is emptiness and grief. This is probably the darkest part of the whole process. Everything gets quiet, everyone goes home, and now you're alone with this huge empty feeling. You finally realize there's nothing else you can do, and that helpless feeling can hit you hard. During this stage, you may feel like crying all the time. Don't fight it. Trying to deny what you feel is one of the worst things you can do to yourself. If you need to cry, go cry. If you don't want to get out of bed for a while, don't force yourself. You can't just turn your feelings off. And if you think you can, you're probably just hiding them from yourself. Accept the loneliness, accept the disappointment, feel it, go through it. At some point, you'll get tired of feeling this way, and that's when you'll start moving again. During this stage, don't force yourself to escape into video games or constant distractions. You can distract yourself for a few hours, but you can't run from these feelings forever. One of the best things you can do during this stage is spend more time with your friends. Talk to them, go outside, grab something to drink. Just be around people. There's nothing wrong with that. The sixth stage is a new beginning. This is where your biggest comeback starts. I told you that at some point, you'll get tired of feeling this way, and that boredom is actually one of your biggest keys. At this stage, you stop seeing yourself as a victim. You start taking responsibility for your life again. Once your brain accepts that it won't get that dopamine from her anymore, it starts remembering all the other things that used to make you feel good before she came into your life. Your friends, your hobbies, your goals, your dreams. Basically, all the things that made you who you were. You start reconnecting with yourself. And even after all that pain, you realize something. You're still here. You're still moving forward. And you start seeing your own strength again. At this stage, part of you may want to start making plans again. And when you're walking outside, you may even start noticing that there are a lot of other beautiful girls out there. These are all good signs. You want to spend more time with your friends. You want to meet new people. And this thought starts getting stronger in your head. I can get through a breakup. Your brain also starts hurting you less. You begin to accept what happened. And moving on with your life doesn't sound that bad anymore. But there are a few things you should never do during this stage. Don't look at your old photos together. Don't read your old messages. Don't stalk her. By the time you reach this stage, she may already be seeing someone new. And if you see that, it can pull you right back into the earlier stages. Don't do that to yourself. And the final stage is freedom. Right now, your brain still wants to hold on to her. It wants to bring her back. Even the idea of not wanting her anymore probably feels scary. I get it. But the first moment you realize you can be happy without her, you've already entered the freedom stage. And this will happen whether you believe it or not. Once you're free, you won't feel sad because you don't want her anymore. You'll feel relieved. You got through the pain, and life starts feeling better again. More peaceful, more fun, more alive. Now, I'm talking about how you can get through this breakup faster. So listen carefully to this part. A breakup is mostly a battle with your own brain. That girl wasn't a monster. She wasn't evil. She just doesn't want to be with you anymore. People think relationships are supposed to last forever, but think about it. There have probably been girls you didn't want either, right? Sometimes one person simply doesn't want the other person anymore. That's normal. And yes, it is possible for someone who lost interest in you to want you again. I'm making another important video about that. But right now, I'm focused on you. This is your process. Start working out as soon as possible. Exercise will help both your body and your mind. Go outside and walk. And when you walk, don't listen to music. Just walk. Right now, walking can give your brain the space it needs to process everything that happened. Let your brain talk. Let the thoughts come. Let it work through everything. Call your friends. Talking to them can make you feel much better during this process. And if you haven't spent much time with them lately, tell them you're sorry. Then start hanging out with them again. Start a new hobby. Every breakup I went through pushed me to pick up something new, and those hobbies changed my life. I started playing guitar. I joined an amateur theater group. I started working out. I read more books. I learned how to make videos. I learned how to code. All of these things came into my life after breakups. I know how much this hurts, man, but trust me, try what I told you in this video. Stop listening to every thought your brain throws at you. Start taking action. And as you rebuild yourself, you'll become a new version of who you are. You'll start attracting women you never thought would notice you, and more importantly, you'll start feeling like yourself again. If you want these videos to help more people, share your breakup story in the comments. Someone reading it might be going through the same thing, and your story might help them.